right, Shalom. All right, first and foremost, I want to say all praises, glory and honor be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Double honor to Elder Apostle, great millstone who ruled well. All right, and salutation to the Most High's man, the four corners of earth, preachers word of sincerity and truth. All right, hey, today we got a topic going into who and what Babylon the Great is. All right, that daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed. All right, because there's a new doctrine now saying that is Vatican City, and that's not the case. And the scriptures say to continue in what thou hast been taught, and what we were taught is that Babylon the Great was this great landmass of the U.S. of A. And that's very well indeed what it is. Okay? So first and foremost, hey, start with Revelation chapter 22. Revelation 22 and 18. All right?
This is Revelation 22, 18. For I testify to every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book.
So when you add unto the Holy Scriptures, all right, if you take away from the Holy Scriptures, the Lord is going to add these plagues. Because as it is written, this book is full of what? Lamentations, mournings, and woes. So you're going to receive of those plagues that are written therein for your blasphemies, for your false accusations, for your heresies, for your false doctrines, okay? Because coming in and saying that Babylon the Great isn't what Babylon the Great is, and saying that it's completely something else that has no great significance for anyone's salvation, because the bulk of the Judites aren't in Vatican City, the bulk of the Israelites aren't in Vatican City being persecuted. Vatican City has not released the wine or the wrath of their fornication throughout the entire planet Earth. Vatican City does not have embassies and military bases in every planet, in every continent, in every landmass upon planet Earth. They don't have underwater bunkers and underwater submarines and different things of that nature. You know, like, get with the program. And only a ridiculous fool in his mind would actually believe something like that, man. That's actually silly. That's childish, man. You know?
The quick one, bro.
Go ahead.
And Proverbs 36, add thou not unto his words, lest he reprove thee, and thou be found a liar.
So add not unto the words, man, unless you be reproved. And the brothers have been reproving this so-called doctrine for days now, man. And the proof is in the pudding. You know, there has, you know, so the brothers have left no stone unturned. There's not any reason to actually believe this heresy. Like, it's absolutely just idiocy, man. You know, hey, but as it is written, you know, in the last days there shall come some lusting after their own ungodly lust, man.
That's right.
You got some, bro? Hey, get up Revelation 17 and 1.
Revelation 17 and 1, and it states, and there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Now they're going to show the judgment of this great whore. Now who is that great whore that the scriptures are referencing, man? Go ahead.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
And so the doctrine, all right, or the fornication of America, all nations have been made drunken.
Right.
When you go to any airport, any airline, all right, the #1 language that is spoken, or the secondary language of that nation, is what? English.
That's right.
Nobody around here is taking Latin as their primary language of choice, man. Go ahead. You got something?
Yeah, when you go to different countries, like you see Chinese and the Japanese, they are accustomed to the suit and ties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they let you know that that's that Babylon juice that other nations have drunk off of.
Yeah, they're not walking around here dressed like the Pope, man.
And just to further prove that when you say waters, this is Revelation 17:15. And he's saying unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
That's right. Why America is known as that great melting pot. It's like that melted pot, man. So what happens is these people come from these other countries and they leave their culture behind when it talks about how they put their differences behind, meaning their culture, and they adhere to this American lifestyle.
They transform.
They transform to it. You don't see these other heathen nations going to the Vatican and living in Italy, man.
Hey,
it's not happening.
Hey, when they go there, it's for tourist purposes.
That's it.
So they go there, take pictures, and they go back home. All right. Got some more, bro?
Yeah, a little more. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
That's right.
Right. And if I can just explain, hey, the 7 heads and the 10 horns, what is that? That's going into like NATO and the EU, man. Okay? And it's basically saying that this woman sits upon this beast. What's the woman? America, man. And it talks about a scarlet-colored beast, but this is another point. Verse 4, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color. Now, if you know anything about purple, it's symbolic for being in power, being in authority, hence the term America, man. And then it states it's a scarlet color. That scarlet color is actually going into how America is basically an adulterous woman, and she sleeps from this country, this country, this country. That's her being in that scarlet color, man.
Got a point?
Yeah. And decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abomination and filthiness of her fornication.
And where do all people come to so-called prosper? Hey, there's a reason that these so-called white people want to build a wall, right? Because this is that land in the eyes of the nation that flows with milk and honey. The streets being paved with gold. Nobody's going to Vatican City to prosper, man.
That's right.
Vatican City is not referenced when you read the book of Jeremiah in reference of that landmass of where the Israelites shall be saved from the north.
That's
man.
right.
You had a point, bro?
If I had just another quick one too. Also, that scarlet term is going into like unchaste, meaning that a woman that's not a virgin, man. You know.
Remember how we was talking about the pot, how America is known as the melting pot. This Ezekiel 24:6. Wherefore thus said the Lord power, woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein.
What's the scum? The scum is the people, man. That's why America is known as that melting pot, man.
And it said, woe to the bloody city.
Yeah.
All right? Hey, because the only way to cleanse the land where blood was shed was that their blood has to be shed also, man. So how many Judaizers have been hung upon poles in Vatican?
Right.
Right? How many people are getting racially profiled and shot by police in Vatican City? Right?
And not only the Judaizers, you got the Gadites.
Exactly.
And then you have the Reubenites as well. Issacharites.
Hey, where did that troop overcome Gad?
Right.
Here in America, man. Hey, because there's no new thing under the sun. All right? There's no new thing under the sun.
That's right.
All right? So just like old Babylon, you got Babylon the Great here in today's time, or the great daughter of Babylon. All right?
It says, to the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not gone out of it. Bring it out piece by piece, that no lot fall upon it. That's right. That's just a further proof that America's that scumful place, man. Because it pushes their democracy in other lands, and all the other lands or different countries, they adhere to America's democracy, man.
Where does this LGBT ideology come from?
Yeah, where that's originated.
Exactly.
In America, man. You'll never see Vatican pushing things like that, man. Even though they accustomed to America's ways, but America's that top city, man.
Yeah, they do the same things now, of course. Yeah. Because you know what I'm saying, the Edomites have pushed that ideology of wickedness throughout the entire planet Earth. That's why the scriptures says that their sins have reached unto the heavens.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And because they conduct wickedness everywhere they go. Mm-hmm. So Babylon the Great is America, man. The United States of America. You got a precept?
Yeah.
Yes,
it's Nahum 3:4. It say, because of the multitude of whoredom of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, that settles nations through her whoredom, and families through her witchcraft. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts. I will destroy thy skirts upon thy face,
So that's the Vatican.
Right.
and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
Right, right. Hey, because the only thing that's coming out of the Vatican is that Roman Catholic, the doctrine of what these priests been doing, man. But what you have here in America is a morally low land where everything's been uncovered. The skirts of America has been uncovered, and all nations upon planet Earth are doing what? Realizing the evils and the wickedness of this government. They're realizing now that for decades that they've been setting up puppet leaders in their lands, man. Setting up puppet presidents, setting up puppet governors and mayors, right? For their own agenda, for their own prosperity, right? So where's that being done in the Vatican? Like it doesn't even make sense. Like to even come up with that, you know? It just proves that when people begin to become irrelevant, they have to say something astonishing to grab more attention, to get back in that spotlight, man. You know? But this only just for edification's sake.
That's right.
Hey, because the wicked individuals who come up with these things, you're not important. Because you're gonna be laid out as mire and dung in the streets eventually, man. If you don't repent and come out of that crap, man. You got some more, bro?
This Revelation 18:8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord of power who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and live deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
So where are the goods being imported and exported from? All right? Hey, because this land here in America is what? An imported nation. They don't really export any goods outside. Everything comes here. So that means what? These surrounding nations are all getting rich off the goods that they're selling to this land. Right? And everybody knows that America's Navy, America's Air Force, America's military in general is a scare unto them. Right? It's well known. So what is the Vatican doing? What is the Vatican doing to put a torment in the eyes of the people to fit that scripture right there? Yes, more?
Yeah, and that word in the Greek for alas is UI. And it goes also to the same word in Revelation 11:14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. So that woe, that's the same word for alas in Revelation 18 chapter, man.
Yep.
So let you know, this is further talking about Babylon the Great, America.
Babylon the Great. There's no new thing under the sun, man.
Yeah, so you can't claim that the Vatican is that great city because, hey, like the brother saying, it's not a major merchant city, nor is it large in size, man.
That's right.
Y'all don't even have the population to declare the Vatican as a great city, man.
It's a 2-mile radius area, man.
That's it.
It says if in 1 hour, Great Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed, but you got 200 million ICBM missiles, ICBM warheads, or whatever you want to call them, right? That are going to hit a place, you know?
It says the population of Vatican City is about 800 people.
800 people, man.
Yeah.
And those are actually documented citizens.
God. And it sits on 109 acres of land.
Right.
There's no way an individual sat down and came up with that and was allowed to broadcast it. Oh yeah, come on, brother.
Right.
Oh man, that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
That's a new doctrine, man. That's a new heresy. That's never, ever come up before, man. 8, 9, 10 years in the truth, that's never been mentioned, never been referenced. But now, the Almighty Israelite tried to refine out this great revelation from the heavens, man.
You got Edomite pastors coming out. They even letting you know that mystery city is Babylon the Great, is America, man. So you got niggas that's trying. Pretty much, it's just like they just want attention, like the brother mentioned earlier, man. That's all it really is, man.
That's childish,
you know?
man. And we have no respect for individuals like that, man. Continuing what you've been learning. Who cares if you got a problem with the elders or the apostles or Great Millstone in general? That don't mean just come up and just start spewing things out. That's why Revelation 22 is written, man. Because you add unto it, if you take away from it, you're gonna receive them same plagues. So these ICBMs that are gonna hit America the Great, Babylon the Great, hey, but they're the same, right?
Yeah,
you know?
Make America great again. Right?
Make America great again. You know? So now you're going to receive them plagues. They're going to hit this land that you claim you're going to go somewhere else. I can't make sense of it, man. It's go ahead, bro.
Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are made. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed.
If Vatican City got nuked this afternoon or nuked in the morning, nobody would care. They would mourn, oh, that's horrible, it's a terrorist attack, look at what they did. But the nations aren't gonna mourn, man. Nobody gonna give a good hot goddamn, man. And y'all know that. It's just crazy. Now, all nations are, when the first nuke start landing on this landmass, all the people are gonna be amazed and astonished, and they're gonna be in fear, man. They're gonna tremble. Their knees are gonna buckle. Their hearts are gonna fail. That's what's gonna happen, man. We would still be out here preaching if Vatican got hit tonight, man.
That's right.
If Vatican got nuked, we'll still be out here, Lord will, next week doing the same thing except talking about it. Go ahead, bro.
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain.
Try to heal her. Try to ease it. Somebody do something. Go ahead.
If so be she may be healed.
You know, try to heal her. You know, let's put the fire out. Let's try to rebuild. All right. Let's do a ceasefire. No more nukes. No more nukes. Go ahead.
We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed.
Yep. Well, nothing you could do because it was preordained for Babylon the Great to be destroyed, man. And when you look at the acts of this place, it's right. It's rightfully so. That's a righteous judgment. Go ahead.
Forsake her, and let us go everyone into her own country. For her
Hey, read that part again. Forsake her.
Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country.
Because at a point of no return. Hey, because during that chaotic period, all so-called foreigners that don't originate from this land, they have roots elsewhere, they're gonna leave this place. Oh man, hey, forsake her. All right? Go ahead.
For her judgment reached unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies.
It's reached unto the heavens, and it's lifted up even unto the skies, man. Go ahead.
The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our God. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
And that has not happened, Azariah, man.
That hasn't happened yet.
That's a future prophecy, man.
That's right. Let's sit on it up. Yeah, all right. We'll end up with this.
Jeremiah 16:14. It says, therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought the children of Israel from the land of the north.
North Vatican, South Vatican, North Town, Vatican City. What is this referencing, man? That land of the north is North America, man. Go ahead.
And from all the lands, whether he had driven them.
And all the lands, whether he had driven them, because Israel was what? Scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Go ahead.
And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
And what is that land? All right, Israel. That's the land of the promise, man. And that's the land that we're going back to. All right? So the Lord is going to destroy the land of the north, Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, which is America, and he's going to redeem his people. All right? Scarcely shall the Most High's elect and his righteous be saved from this land, from the land of the north. You know? And because in order for this prophecy to be fulfilled, in order for this to reference Babylon the Great and Israel being saved from Babylon the Great, that would mean that the bulk of the Israelites will have to be in Vatican City. All 800 souls in Vatican City will have to make up a great number of the Most High's elect. But he's going to save 144,000. You only have 1,000 people are certified as citizens there. You know? Y'all brothers have any final comments? All right, so with that, you know what I'm saying? Our praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Until next time, we say Shalom.
Shalom.